We've reached Game 3 of the Pacific region, and we're going up against the Golden State Warriors. So even though I just got Scottie Pippen from the Blazers, and I'd love nothing else than to use him, he had no real impact or relevance, I should say, not impact, no real relevance to this ball game. So I've gone with, first of all, let's talk about the Warriors team. Defending NBA champion Warriors. Only took them, what, 40 years, right? So this is 2001. They weren't that good. So we've got a team of Adonal Foyle, who was really maybe the worst player in this game that I've come across so far. Larry Hughes, not a bad player at all. Remember, he started in Philly, so maybe Iverson would have been a good player to have in this, looking back, in this game. And Antawn Jamison, of course. Antawn Jamison, he was teammates with Vince Carter and was traded on draft night for Vince Carter. Back-to-back picks, so it was all money. Like, obviously, if Golden State had wanted Vince, they could have taken him. If Toronto wanted Jamison, they would have taken him. There's no problem. It was a little thing they used to do back in the day, just to sort of save some cash, because the fourth pick in the draft would get paid less than the fifth pick in the draft. So it was kind of like an insignificant moment sort of thing. It happened quite a lot. It happened with Ray Allen and Stephon Marbury, actually, as well, on draft night. You don't see it too often, not these days anyway. Too many teams sort of understand where other teams are going with it, and they'll make the appropriate trades if they feel they have to. But it's usually not to save about $100,000, which is a lot of money, but to NBA franchises is really peanuts. Regardless, so my squad is Latrell Sprewell. Obviously, people forget he was a Warrior, and he was a damn good Golden State Warrior player. His best years were on Golden State. He averaged 27 one game. He was an All-Star multiple times. He was an All-NBA first teamer one year as well. He had that falling out with PJ Carlissimo where he actually choked him. He put his hands raised. God, Spree was an idiot. It cost him a lot of money, and he was suspended for the rest of that season, which was about 60-something games. So Spree is a given for this. I should have gone with Iverson looking back for the Larry Hughes connection. But Vince Carter, obviously, because he was teammates with Antawn Jamison, and they were traded for each other. And I went with McDyess just because, as Jordan said, this is the last region. This might be the last opportunity to play with McDyess. So why not throw him out there? I really like using him. He's a great player in this game. He was super athletic. He could do everything on the court, essentially, except shoot threes, but that's alright. I really don't shoot a whole lot of threes in this game anyway. And so, yeah, that's my squad. And it's good to see because, look, when that trade went down, everyone was quick because Vince Carter came onto the scene really, really quick. And he burst onto the scene, really. He was dunking on guys in front and center. This is when Jordan had just retired. This is a lockout year. The quality of basketball wasn't good. And he brought an excitement to the game that we hadn't seen in quite some time. Two game breakers going on at the same time right now. See what happens here, and I'll get back to the story. There's Carter, goes straight into a three. That was relatively easy. That doesn't affect their game breaker. That sort of pauses the countdown, but it's still counting down. Yeah, if I can get a steal or a deflection or something like that, that could help. But I'm at the mercy of what they're going to do. I'll easily let them go in for the dunk. That's a 4-point swing as compared to a 2-point swing, and I'm up by 2 now, so that's all well and good. So getting back to what I was talking about, Vince Carter burst on the scene quite quickly and really resurrected that Raptor franchise. That was a bad decision by me. They're going for a pass. And Antawn Jamison struggled a little in his first season, but he wasn't too bad. And people were quick to identify that as well. We all know who got the best out of that trade, right? What a bust for the Warriors. And the reality is, Jamison actually developed quite well. And there was a long period of time when Carter was sulking, for lack of a better term, up in Toronto, where Jamison was a superior player. He scored 51 up against Kobe. Kobe and him had 50 in the same game. That was a game where the Warriors won. That was in 2001, actually. And also, when you look at it from this perspective, T-Mac was up there in Toronto, right? And he, wanted to go home, which is a big reason why he went back to Florida and Orlando. but number two, he wanted to be the star of his own show. And there's no way he was going to do that with Carter being there. Now, if you've got Antawn Jamison instead of Vince Carter, Antawn Jamison does not demand the spotlight or doesn't attract the spotlight the same way that a Vince Carter does. So the opportunity would have been there for Tracy McGrady to stay. You know, granted that if he's able to put aside living in icy cold Canada, but the opportunity would be for him to stay there and develop into the superstar that he developed into in Orlando alongside an Antawn Jamison. So in many ways, that trade hurt Toronto. You can make an argument that it hurt Toronto, but also in other ways, look, Vince Carter saved basketball in Canada. Without Vince Carter being there, just say the flip side is if they didn't take Carter and T-Mac bolted anyway. That was a sweet dunk by McDyess, and he bolted anyway. We wouldn't have a franchise still in Toronto. They probably would have gone, they would have moved, and they would have been the ones going to Oklahoma rather than the Sonics. So that's the flip side to it. It's interesting stuff. There's no right or wrong with it. And then, speaking of right or wrong, that was just wrong right there. Sprewell was wide open for the dunk and bricked it. I've noticed that a lot in this region. Maybe there's, I don't know, maybe the difficulty goes up as the game progresses. I don't know. But it's getting frustrating because I'm getting wide open dunks and for no reason whatsoever. They're just missing it. Spree's not a bad dunk. That was not a difficult dunk in terms of, you know, I can understand like the 3-button or 4-button like turbo combination ones, missing those ones. But if it's just a basic dunk, I don't get why he's missing that. There's Foyle, nice slam, 16-15. The score is it's gotten close. Vince Carter, nice move, spins around, dunks it. 17-15. But the Warriors are actually closer to the game break than what I am. Big steal by Carter. I'm gonna have to try and end this quickly and hope it doesn't go to overtime. This jumper there by Carter, what are you doing? You know, you've got an opportunity to make it only 3 baskets away from a victory, and I was able to miss it. Larry Hughes jacks up a huge 3. Maybe we should call it Larry Huge. Ha ha ha, just kidding. There's McDyess, jumper, splash, 18-17. Not a whole lot in terms of trick points, but they're still up in terms of that as well. There's Foyle with his move was foiled. Oh, I'm just full of it today. There's Carter again down the lane for a dunk. 19-17. I'm only 2 buckets away. They probably won't be able to get to their game breaker unless I screw it up. Huge facial by Larry Hughes on the top of McDyess. Sprewell comes back the other way and he slams it down. So it's 20-18. I'm only 1 bucket away. I'm going to have to make sure they don't hit a 3 though. They do have 3-point shooters there. Jamison can hit the 3 and so can Hughes, as we've seen from before. Outside to Hughes, he's dribbling it around. Swings it back upside to Jamison. He'll toss it up off the backboard, and they're so close to the game break. I'm going to have to go for the win right now, obviously. And here's McDyess. Easy dunk. I'm able to escape with the victory. That was close.